Hey guys, this is Fang and VA here, coming at you with a new type of video I'm going to do every week. Mizu was actually the one that gave me this idea. Wednesdays, I'm going to be switching between, wait, how did the schedule go again?
Okay, so how it goes is your Mondays and Tuesdays are still the same.
Mm-hmm.
Wednesdays is this. Thursday's still Sonic, and then like Friday you can switch between .exe, Scourge, and Broly.
Okay.
Pretty much that.
That's the new schedule, and also we have a special guest.
Heyo!
So every week we're gonna be doing a discussion video about whatever we want to talk about, and considering, our mind's been on music because, there's a new Ghost album coming out. She got her first record player thanks to me.
Yeah, and I'm enjoying it.
I figured, why don't we talk about music and our background in it? So for me, I would say I do. Do you mind if I start?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. For me, I definitely do come from a very musical family. Everyone in my family listens to music. Growing up, it was common for me to hear, classic rock bands like Rush, Van Halen, U2, Boston.
Yep.
And then it's also common for us to also hear, like, I guess in a way he would be considered as avant-garde, which is Yanni.
Oh, yeah.
And of course, considering, I was from this time, because as a kid, I was into the Backstreet Boys.
I was as well.
Which, to be honest, I still like quite a few of their songs, because again, they're nostalgic to me.
This is very true.
It's kind of like how 80s kids probably got into New Kids on the Block. That was their Backstreet Boys.
It was.
Or probably people that grew up in the 60s got into the Jackson 5.
Yep.
Which, by the way, the Jackson 5 is fantastic.
Oh, yeah, they are.
Although, to be honest, when it comes to Motown, my favorite group is probably the Temptations.
I think I might have heard of them. I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, you need to check them out. They are amazing.
I will take your recommendation and check them out later.
But then, of course, growing up, once I finally got into music, I listened to a lot of classic rock radio, but before then, I was a big fan of Linkin Park.
Good old Linkin Park,
Which, again, I come from that generation. I come from that era.
Same.
So, Linkin Park was a band I became obsessed with. I became addicted to. Like, I love... To me, I liked Linkin Park up to I believe it was their third album, which is 2 Minutes to Midnight, or like something like that.
I believe so.
Or B, I'm getting that mixed up with the Iron Maiden song, because it's very similar names.
You aren't wrong.
And then, but, sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think that was their third album. I'll have to fact check that later.
But, once I got heavily into music, I listened to a lot of classic rock radio, because, I was still around the time where I was trying to figure out what music I wanted to listen to. Like, what music was, that I could, I guess in a way identify with. And then, Christmas of 2008, my life changed forever when it comes to music. I got the first Guns N' Roses album on CD, thanks to my brother-in-law and my sister. which is Appetite
Hey.
for Destruction. And originally, I wanted their newest album at the time, which I'm going to try to say it without stuttering, which is Chinese Democracy.
There you go. You did it.
And, that album, I listened to it on repeat. I annoyed my parents because I wanted to play it all the time. But there was something about the album that was connecting with me as a teenager.
Yeah.
And they're still my favorite band to this day.
This is true. I can confirm they are.
GNR and especially the guitar player Slash is actually the reason why I actually course corrected what I wanted to do from, being in the Air Force to wanting to learn how to play an instrument. Which, on one hand, I come to figure out that I probably couldn't handle being in the military because I don't like being yelled at.
Yeah. So, sadly, that's a thing that does happen in the military.
Yeah, and plus, too, I'm not ready to go yet. Either that was my logic at the time, because there's that risk of that happening when you're in the military.
Yep.
So, after that, we go 2 years after that. Or might have been actually been a year after that, is when I kind of started getting into Slipknot, I believe. That was like my first foray into more heavier style of music.
Yeah.
But I didn't really get really super into metal until I heard the second album by Metallica, which was Ride. Blinding now.
Hey.
Now before then, I had Load on CD and I got Death Magnetic on CD because my dad took me to the pawn shop we have here in my town, which I think it's actually still open, which I need to go check that place out because that's where I got some of my very first vinyl from.
Oh, I actually need to check my pawn shops out for that too. I've never actually done that and see if they had any vinyl.
Let me tell you, when I was last in there, the last time I was in there was when I got those vinyls. They had a Venom album. It was Venom Black Metal.
Oh, damn.
Now, keep in mind, that was before I got into death and black metal.
Yeah, you're still a babu.
Yeah. I was still very much a thrash metal guy when I got those vinyls, which was actually, I think it was 2015, I believe? Yeah.
I was about to say, I don't know.
Yeah, it was 2015 because I got my record player that year.
Oh, sweet.
That was also the same year I got my amp.
Ooh.
My Marshall I still play.
Hey.
But keep in mind at that point I was so used to the quote unquote more commercial Metallica.
That is true.
Like Into Sandman, The Unforgiven, Nothing Else Matters, That But True. Now, that is when I learned the difference between Metallica and Metallica.
Oh yeah, you've told me about this difference before.
Yes. When it comes to Metallica, I am more of a fan of their more thrashier stuff. Now, here's the thing. I like Nothing Else Matters. I like The Unforgiven, but I'm sick of them because I hear them a lot on the radio. And yes, guys, I still do occasionally listen to classic rock radio.
Nothing wrong with that. It's your roots.
But when I heard, because I think at the time I was playing Naruto, Destiny Bond 2 or something like that. It was on the DS.
Oh,
And,
okay, yeah, I know which one you're talking about.
you know, I put it on, and, you know, they start out with the instrumental part, and then finally got into and I just immediately look over to my freaking radio, you know, my CD player. I was like, "This is Metallica."
I can't blame you for feeling like that because you were used to the Metallica you first listened to.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then hearing that, it's like, hold up.
Pretty much, I was into "So Close, No Matter How Far, to Be Mine All from the Heart, Forever Trusting You We Are, Nothing Else Matters." You know,
Yeah.
I was used to that Metallica. And that was the start of me transitioning from being more of a fan of classic rock to my early stage of getting into metal.
Yep.
Now, my first stage of getting into metal, I got into the Hades hair metal stuff, you know.
Oh,
which
yeah.
which was Motley Crue, Poison, Cinderella, Skid Row, you know, bands like that.
A lot of the bands he's kind of introduced me to.
A little bit, yeah. I became more fan of the more heavier stuff since I've gotten older.
I mean, can't really blame you on that one.
I hardly listen to those bands now, except for Motley Crue.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know you still listen to Motley Crue.
Yeah, because Motley Crue are badasses. In 2011 was actually the first time I saw a concert, which my first concert was Motley Crue, Poison, and the New York Dolls.
Yo, that's cool.
And I will never forget this. Poison was fun to watch because they were very energetic on that stage, especially the singer Brett Michaels. But when Motley Crue came on, there was heat lining, and they had the sheet. And you guys are gonna laugh at this because it makes me chuckle. Me and my sister sit down because we were like, "Oh well, you know, the band's not gonna play it." And then all you heard was, then you heard the opening drum beat, and then pyro goes off, and then Motley Crue goes on, and me and my sister literally leaped up from our seats, so literally scared us out of our seats.
Oh my god! Now, which sister was this?
My oldest sister that's married to my brother-in-law.
Okay,
The cool one.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
cool one.
Okay. Yeah, I know which sister you're talking about.
It cracked me and her up.
I'd say it would crack me up too.
And that was one of the first concerts that I had been. And at that point, my hair wasn't as long. It was still, I kind of still had that Beatles haircut going on. Which, by the way, looking at pictures of me with short hair or a buzz cut, yeah,
it looks weird, doesn't it?
Yeah, I'm like,
I'm the same way because I used to have a bob haircut and it doesn't look like right on me. I'm like, why did I do this as a child?
So after that, I saw Guns N' Roses for the first time with Black Label Society, which was
Ooh.
Yeah, which was the band that Zakk Wylde, which is Ozzy's current guitar player, had. Zack's been with Ozzy since the late 80s. And I would never. And now that was still when Guns N' Roses went on stage late. And my brother-in-law had to work the next day.
Oof.
And now Zakk did something genius. He did a long-ass solo. And I know why he did that, because he was trying to shorten up the time.
Oh,
between
dang, yeah.
Yeah, when they would leave the stage and when Guns N' Roses would go on.
Yeah. That is genius. Holy moly.
Now, this is also when Guns N' Roses only had Axl Rose in it. It wasn't like now to where like Slash is back in the band and Duff is back in the band, and I basically proved everyone wrong that said that, Slash and Axl was never going to patch things up. Well, who's right now? This guy. Um, then after that, that is the start of 2012, 2013, 14, 15. It's more my transition year to where I kind of slowly stopped listening to hair metal and I started to really get into the more thrashy stuff. And I got Rain and Blood by Slayer on CD.
Hey.
And yeah, that was when I knew that I need to get into more of these type of bands. It clicked with me.
Yeah, as long as it clicked with you.
Now my life also changed yet again in 2013. Because not only did we get our dog Bray that year, isn't that right, Bray? He's sleeping.
He's sleeping.
Yeah.
He'd be a sleepy boy.
But that was also the year that I remembered about a little band called Ghost.
Oh, I see where this is going. This is when you first got into Ghost.
I remember this because of this TV show that I used to watch called That Metal Show. They would get like metal and hard rock, classical rock artists on there, and then they would interview them. And
yo, that's cool.
It was a really cool show. I enjoyed watching it, and I miss it being on. It was awesome to watch. But I remember one of them mentioned how their favorite band is Ghost, and I remember saying, I'm like, I gotta check these guys out. I forgot, and then finally I saw the episode again. I hurried up and I checked them out. Now at first I didn't like them because they were very retro sounding. I wasn't used to modern metal sounding this way.
That's reasonable.
But then I saw the video of when Papa Emeritus I passed the mic to Papa Emeritus II. Now here's the thing. This was before people knew who the band was.
Oh, okay.
So at that point, people knew that it was most likely the same guy going in costume, but we just didn't know what his name was.
Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense.
And that whole video changed my life, and that's when I got into Ghost, and it was a band that was very much like, should I be listening to these guys or not? Because at the time, they did, let's just say that a lot of churches wouldn't approve of the lyric content.
Yeah, a lot of churches would not approve of the lyric content at all.
But, I got my first Ghost album for Christmas, which was the second album.
Hey.
And, then I started corrupting people into getting into Ghost. I got a lot of people into Ghost.
That was the first band he introduced me to was Ghost.
Wasn't it Judas Priest, though? I thought it was Judas Priest. I know that
it was either Judas Priest or Ghost. It was one of the two that you first introduced me to.
And probably my favorite ones to introduce Ghost to are people that are religious, because you can tell that it's like if there's this conflict within them. It's like they're they're enjoying what they listen to, but then they're
yeah.
It's this inner confliction, and like I tell people all the time, it's like and again, I'm not trying to preach about religion to anyone and all that. With what I'm getting ready to say, I'm just saying this, as just part of the story. As someone that is a believer in God, I viewed Ghost the same way I did with a Friday the 13th movie. It's just entertainment. That's all it is.
Pretty much. You aren't wrong on that.
Here's the thing. Do you really think a band that's wearing a mask, pretty much having a Halloween party every time they tour, basically, is really like that?
No. No, they are not.
It's like Kiss back during the 70s to where parents thought that KISS stands for Knights in Satan's Service.
Wow, okay, that's a fact I just learned today. Holy.
Yeah. Um, and third album came out, which I joined this Ghost group, and let me tell you, I miss how innocent the Ghost fandom was before the whole lawsuit. Because everyone was just enjoying the music, we were speculating stuff. And I remember when, I started hearing rumblings that people knew who the band actually was, and I joined this exclusive group. And I remember coming in there. I remember one member was like, "I see you finally decided to join the dark side."
Okay, that's funny to hear, to know someone says that as soon as you join.
Yeah, because at the time, you could, you know, if you're if you were lucky, you were able to actually go behind the. You were able to go to the tour bus, and they would be out of costume and they would sign stuff, which is why, I sent you that one thing I want you, to purchase with their
Yes,
autographs because
yes.
I wasn't able to do that. Plus, not to mention, I need it for the 7-inch that's in there too. The Zenith thing. So,
Yes.
But Ghost was a band I still love to this day, despite the fact that my favorite guitar player is not in there anymore. Which his ghoul element was fire, and his nickname was Alpha, but his real name is it's either Simon or the other way you say it.
Simon?
Yeah, and I believe his last name was Soderbergh or something like that. But the whole lawsuit just divided the fan base. You had Team A, to where they were, Team Tobias Forge. Team B, the name of schools.
Yeah.
Now, for me, I was torn. But I was more Team B. Because, in my opinion, if I read the lawsuit, I read the court transcripts, they honestly felt that, yes, they were part of a band. Which that was pretty much what Ghost was originally. It was a band. Yes, you had the dude writing all the stuff, but they played it live.
That is true. That is very, very true.
Do I think that Tobias is a a-hole? No, I don't think he is. I think maybe fame got to his head just a little bit. But, and then of course, I saw Ghost live, which that was amazing. That was unbelievable. And the show I saw was like one of the last ones that Martin Personal, aka Omega, aka Ether, played.
Dang.
So
I bet you that was an experience.
I was starstruck, especially when you saw Papa 3 just when because they opened up with Spirit, and when you finally see him just standing on top in between the drum set, the keyboard, and you're just seeing him there in the light and and the smoke from the smoke machine.
Yeah.
And you just see him there. It's like, holy crap. And yeah, they played Rich Roll, they played, all the classic songs back then. They played Stand By Him, which I loved. And what was cool was Air put this little keyboard thing to to where it was real like do 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 do, and then finally it would be like down 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 down.
That's cool.
And that show was amazing. It, fun fact about that year too. It's also the same year I saw Guns N' Roses with Slashback.
Oh, dang. That must have been a really good year for you.
Yeah. The next time something happened like that was when I saw Slayer, and then the same year I saw Ozzy Osbourne.
Dang.
Yeah, it was.
That was a crazy year for you.
Yeah. And then finally after that, I got into death metal, black metal, and punk rock. Actually, I got into punk rock officially when me and my friend did this day to where I would listen to everything by the Misfits, and he'll listen to everything from Guns N' Roses. And the Misfits became my favorite punk band, so.
That makes a lot of sense.
And then 2010 is when I started playing guitar, and I still play guitar to this day. This past Christmas, I got a bass. So yeah, that's it for mine. It took up a lot of time, but there was a lot of.
Do you want to know exactly how much time it took?
26 minutes.
Yeah.
Sorry about that, you guys. I guess this is going to be more of a longer video.
It's fine, baby. It's fine.
Anyways, your turn.
Well, pretty much with how I got into music, my tastes changed as I got older. I grew up listening to country music and stuff, with the occasional of Elvis Presley and a few other. I'm not gonna say bands, but I'm gonna say singers, artists.
You're the hound dog, crying all the time.
And that's mainly because of my parents. And so I still occasionally listen to those and country music because that's what I grew up on.
Hunk and bone and low.
Dang it! But I also listened to Backstreet Boys and NSYNC, so I was one of those, and that mostly happened because of my sister. So, but as I started getting into, I'm gonna say starting around 7th or 8th grade. Because, okay, there's this one story. I don't know if I told you. I might have told you it already, babe. But it's a really quick one. I think it was my 5th or 6th grade year. I can't exactly remember. Because I try to remember. Try not to remember those. I had literally took a tape recorder. And this was the time I was playing a bunch of Sonic games, by the way. Mostly Sonic Heroes and SA2. I literally took a tape recorder and recorded the songs I liked. And then played it in a cassette player. At school. On the bus.
Nice.
Yeah. So, I did that, and that was also around the time because of my cousin, I got first introduced to Korn. I just remembered this, by the way. Which, when I first heard Korn, it sounded very off-putting to me because I wasn't used to it. So...
Well, plus two, you probably weren't used to hearing 7-string guitars and a 5-string bass. So.
Yeah, so I didn't really get into them then. So we go from my grade school years up to my high school. High school years is when I got introduced to Metallica and Iron Maiden, along with a few others, which was Black Sabbath and all those bands. I also listened to Linkin Park as well. one of my friends, this was around time when I had an iPod. Yes. Going back into the old times of the iPod. One of my friends, he suggested to let him take my iPod, that way he could download music onto my iPod, because I couldn't do that at the time. And I was like, okay, sure. Next day, I'm sitting here starting to listen to Metallica and all this, and I'm just like, okay, this sounds pretty cool. And so I just kept listening to it. And then there was also this one field trip that we went on to the state capital of my state for a spelling bee thing. And, no, it wasn't a spelling bee thing, it was something else. But anyways, we started singing Linkin Park on the way down there. The whole bus.
So, you mean to tell me that you guys weren't singing Elvis Presley songs all
No! No, we weren't. We started singing Linkin Park. And then after high school, I started trying to find like other types of music I would get into, and I just kept listening to what I grew up with and, you know, listened to throughout my school years. Then, wasn't it 2012? Wasn't it like a year after I graduated that we met? Somewhere through there? Babe?
What?
Wasn't it like a year after I graduated is when we met? So, in like 2012?
Yeah. But it was it took us like a few freaking years to go out and all that.
Yeah, so but later on down the line, I forgot exactly the year you started. It's like, hey, babe. But later on, he started introducing me to more bands. And I could have sworn it was Ghost you started me off on first, but I'm pretty, it might have been Judas Priest.
Judas Priest was the first one, and I kind of stopped doing it. And then, of course, too, like, you know, I was like, hey, do you want to maybe start getting into bands that I like?
And I'm sitting here going, yes, please.
And the first thing I introduced to you was Halloween, because I remember you liking Blind Guardian.
Yes.
Blind Guardian.
Yes. So, yeah, he introduced me to Halloween first, which I liked. I also like Judas Priest. I have a playlist of that on Spotify. Then he introduced me to Ghost.
Yeah, which, over time, the damn list got more heavier and heavier and heavier, and...
Mm-hmm. And I'm just sitting here, and when he asked me about that, I'm just sitting here going, you just got me into another band, thank you.
And then, of course, probably when, like, I was like, holy shit, I'm gonna be with this girl forever, was when she listened to Behemoth, and she liked, I was like...
What? I know he was a bit afraid of me not liking Behemoth because of how heavy Behemoth can get.
Because death metal, I noticed too, and I think this is why so many people are not into it, is because it is sonically harsh on the ears. That's why, like, I strategically started you out with the...
Yeah, you started me on baby steps, yeah.
Yeah, that started the genre. It's like Possessed, Death, Morbid Angel, you know, bands like that.
And I enjoyed every single bit of it. But I found it hilarious as soon as I told him I liked the 5 songs he gave me to listen to from Behemoth. He's just like, I'm not letting you go.
Yep. Probably one of the most fears I think with metalheads is that we worry that we're going to get with a girl that's going to make us chop off our hair and not like our music.
I would come and hunt you down if you chopped off your hair.
Well, I'm going to make sure to do it tomorrow then.
No! I will take the 7-hour drive to your house and tackle you to the ground and be like, why? Joe Fook, did you do that?
I'm just I'm just imagining the Chippy Fox food driving your car now. Thanks.
You're welcome. I'm glad I gave you a visual of that. But yeah, that's pretty much my history with music. And also, I'm still playing guitar. I started learning to play guitar last year? Or the year before last? No, it was the year before last.
It was the year before last.
Yeah, it was in 2020.
I'm going to be working you like a dog this year.
I am prepared.
Because I'm sorry, but by now you should be able to at least play some things on guitar. And I'm like, oh, no.
I'm sorry. But yes, I am a babu when it comes to guitar playing.
Yeah.
I haven't played it as long as Babe. And I am really happy with the record player that he got me for my birthday. Because I can play Hunter's Moon on it now.
Plus, you gotta get more vinyl in the future.
I do plan on it. I do plan on the next time I go to town to check my local pawn shops. Because there's 3 pawn shops in the same area, but they're not in the same buildings.
Well, all I gotta say to that is if you go to them and you see some music vinyls, we're going on Discord, because if you see something there, I think I'm gonna be like, hey, want to get that vinyl for me? No, I want to get it for myself. But babe, no. You have how many vinyl?
42. Exactly!
Well,
I don't count your box sets, I know.
Yeah, well, I have some others. It's like, well, exactly. Let me ask, like, but, hey, I need that for my collection. I don't care if it's for your collection.
The funny thing is that probably would happen.
Me. What, fuck you. I'll just leave the call. Click.
That would probably also happen, and then I'd call back, babe. Come on, don't be like this.
Me proceeds to pull the angry ooh face.
Oh my god. I love you. God dang it.
Ditto.
You guys hear? This bitch does this a lot to me. You bitch.
That's nice.
He also tends to do that just to get a reaction on me, you butt. You is a butt.
Yes, I do have one of those. Thank you.
Oh my god.
But yeah, like right now, she's actually looking for a second guitar and a couple of the other guitars she wanted to pick, which I was both in a way proud and yet horrified.
Yeah, you was proud, but yeah, also like, babe, you're not ready for those yet, babe. But it's like they look really cool though.
It's like you barely know how to play the fucking 6th string.
You don't need to be going for a 7th string.
No, he's like, if you went for an 8 or a 9 string, I would have been like,
I couldn't because you kept scrolling past them when on the screen share.
And I think I started going past the 7 strings too.
You did. And I'm sitting here going, I only picked 2 7 strings, which I'm probably not gonna get, but they looked really nice.
Me. I'm not taking that chance. But yeah, and what's nuts too, though, right, is that, I was like, man, I would love a new guitar, but I'm not going to ask you. It's one of those things that you would have to get because you want to get me one, not because I asked, because I have too much pride.
Yeah, he does. But little does he know, I might actually end up doing that.
Babe, no.
You can't tell me no, because you're the one that told me that if I was not to let you know.
So wait, you mean to tell me there's gonna be time I'm going to, look, you're gonna tell me, hey babe, look outside.
And there's gonna be a big, huge box there with a brand new spanking guitar.
I'm just gonna be like, I'm gonna legit gonna look at my mom and be like, I didn't ask for this.
I can can imagine. How would your mom react to that?
I know my mom. She's not.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what her reaction is going to be. I just know that she'll probably going to call me spoiled, jokingly. But
Hey, you're spoiling me now too. So.
And it's going to be continuing.
Yes, it is. Cause we both got to get each other a Valentine's Day present.
Yeah. But
which I think I have in mind what I'm gonna get you. I'm not letting you know though.
Bruh.
You didn't let me know anything about my stuff, so.
What is it? A new fucking guitar?
No. Oh, that would be an epic Valentine's Day gift, but no. That
you know
is
what?
not.
I swear, if I go out and I see a gift somewhere, and like, there's a gift and custom shop, Les Paul in there, I'm just gonna be like, hey, what the fuck do you do? Do you know how much these are? They're about $6,000.
My answer, yes.
What the, I'm like, so what? If I asked you to like try to get me a freaking authentic 1959 Les Paul, you would?
Yes.
You're crazy.
Hey,
you, madam, are crazy.
Hey, like I always told you, nothing wrong with trying.
Like,
no,
it's like, I'm not. I don't know what to think about this. You're gonna end up. You're gonna make me pass out.
Well, I don't want you to pass out. Don't do that.
Like here's the thing, though, you guys, right? Is that there are some things I don't want to ask for because, one,
his
I
pride.
would feel yeah, it's like when it comes to figurines, music, Pokemon cards, that's one thing. But like,
when it comes to guitars, that's a different story.
Because one, for some strange reason, you were like, again, like keep in mind, like I'm not saying this because I want you to do it. I'm just saying this as an example.
Yeah, I know, babe.
If you found me a white Gibson RD and send that to me, I would be like, okay, well, I guess I'm ordering myself a freaking Him's Ghoul mask now.
Well, I know that is one of the guitars you eventually do want.
Yeah, it's because A, I want one. B, it's for a Ghost Tribute band that we went out forming. So, because here's the thing, alright, I found a black Gibson RD, which is the one you need, and I'm like,
bruh, where's my white one at? Where's my white?
Because I gotta do some bit of modifications on it. I gotta try to get someone professional to put a coil split in there and figure out which Seymour Duncans he uses, but I'll figure that out.
Yeah, you'll figure it out. You is a smart person.
Yeah, but yeah, you guys, that's it for this first video. If you want to enjoy this, definitely make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. And as always, like I always say, pop music sucks. With that said, I'll be seeing you all in the next one. Later, guys.
Bye, guys.